The Return of the King was released in 1980 and is a sequel to The Hobbit, released in 1978, and shares many similar themes, styles, and even a similar soundtrack. However, many consider the sequel an inferior movie, but is that a fair assessment? That is what we will be discussing today in this video. An analysis on The Return of the King, Part 2. Everything great about The Return of the King. To start off, this film shares many strengths with its predecessor. Absolutely fantastic animation, a soundtrack that, while it doesn't hit the heights of the previous film, is still flames, and finally the reptilian Gollum, who, while not as iconic as the Andy Serkis version, creates a feeling of loss and sadness. The confrontation between Gollum and Samwise carries more emotion in just one scene than most films in their entirety. But what are the strongest aspects of the film? Aspects of the film that in some cases not only equal Peter Jackson's films, but surpass them? Well, let's find out. This film should have honestly been about Sam. While I love Samwise the Brave, there is something so much more desirable about Samwise the Strong, the hobbit who chases down orcs without fear and would use the power of the ring for good. Oh, he is just so flipping awesome! When he gets hold of the ring, we see his ultimate desire, and it is not to rule, but to bring peace. And he ultimately gives this up because he knows that it is not his destiny, but Frodo's. So he returns to a tower that he believes is full of orcs at the time, absolutely schools a few of them, and goes on to rescue his best friend and master, Frodo. Oh my word, what a guy! Samwise the Strong. If there is one thing this film did better than the Peter Jackson Trilogy, it is hands down the display of the power of the ring. In the trilogy, we are always told how powerful it is, but we never truly see its raw power. The opposite is true for The Return of the King. The One Ring just oozes power, turning the weak into those with seemingly limitless strength and power. Even the strongest foes run in terror from the wearer of the ring. As the viewer, you understand how much power the ring has, and you understand why it is absolutely essential for it to be destroyed. Another aspect that was perfectly displayed was the journey Sam and Frodo went on. The majority of their story is simply walking, more walking, some falling down, and some more walking. You understand that not only are the forces of evil fighting to stop Frodo from completing his journey, but it seems like Mordor itself is trying its best to stop him. No matter how far they walk, they never seem to arrive. It's a grueling journey that never seems to end. So, is The Return of the King an inferior film? Unfortunately, yes. In no ways is this a bad film, it just had the unfortunate consequence of being a sequel to a fantastic film, and it's just not able to live up to the previous film's heights. But if you are in the mood for an animated fantasy epic, you could do much worse than The Return of the King.